In today's video, I'm going to go over one of the most important financial questions you need to ask yourself is, what do you have? And if you have no idea, no fear. Today, I'm going to walk through how to figure it out and how you can apply it to your own personal life. You're not going to want to miss it. Hi, I'm Jamie with The Saving Seeker, where I help you become more intentional with your money. If you're new to my channel, I help people increase their savings and make financially smart decisions to help them reach financial independence. So in today's video, I'm going to walk through a very important question of what do you have? And if you don't know how to figure that out, it's not a problem. We're going to walk through that step by step to truly understand what is your net worth, how you increase your net worth, and everything related to net worth. I'll even talk about a wonderful tool I've been using for years to help me track my net worth and watch it increase over time. So before we get started, one ask that I have for you is be sure to smash that like button. It really helps me out and really helps the channel out. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of the latest content in the future. So without any further ado, let's jump into the topic. In order to understand what do you have, let's look at net worth as a financial equation. And the financial equation is assets minus liabilities. And that is your net worth. And net worth is really going to tell you the story of how you've been winning with money. And so regardless of where you're at in your financial situation, everybody can understand and know today what is their current net worth. Obviously, people want to increase their net worth over the long term, but it's important to at least have a snapshot of where you are today. So if we break down each of the components of the equation, so if you're looking at an asset is something that you own that has value. So for example, a savings account, the money that you have in there is an asset. Your home, if you own a mortgage, if you have a car, if you have investments in your retirement account or outside of retirement account, these things are assets. A liability is debt that you carry. And sometimes that debt can be things that are attached to an asset. For example, if you own a home, you have an asset in a home, but you might have the liability of carrying a mortgage. This is how much money that you still owe the bank or how much is still on your mortgage. So obviously, if you want to increase your net worth, what you simply need to do is you need to increase your liabilities. Nah, just kidding. What you need to do is you need to increase your assets and decrease your liabilities. And so when you're trying to tackle this very important question, it can be kind of difficult to really understand where to get started. Is it more important to increase assets, or is it more important to decrease liabilities? Now, there's a lot of different schools of thought on this, but what I would encourage most people to do, regardless of your situation, is to focus on eliminating your liabilities. That's the great place to start, because as you eliminate your liabilities, you're going to free up more cash and more available resources to buy assets. So if you're looking for ways to eliminate your liabilities, I've done a whole other video on this talking about tackling debt. And the way to do that is using the debt snowball system, which I outline here. So if you're interested, feel free to check out that video. But once you've eliminated your liabilities or get your liabilities in a place where you feel comfortable, the next thing you really need to focus on is increasing and buying assets. This is a part that's super fun. And one thing that I share on this channel, and I've been doing it since the dawn that the channel has first started, is you need to increase your savings. This is one of the most important assets you can have is cash. I can't stress this enough. And finding out how you build your savings account. And the way that you build a savings account is simply by putting money into your savings account automatically. I encourage people to have direct deposits set up for their savings account so they can automatically grow their savings account. This is one of the most important assets you can have is cash because it gives you flexibility and it continue to grow. But obviously, as you continue to get a good cash stash and you'd like to continue to build up, then you can focus on other assets like buying real estate or buying investments, whether they're in your 401k, whether they're retirement accounts, or whether they're outside in a brokerage account. But these are things that you want to invest in and to continue to buy assets for the future. But just because you're buying assets and just because you're lowering your liabilities, yes, it's important, but it's also important to make sure that you're tracking. How are you doing with your net worth? Is it growing? And obviously, like I mentioned before, if you're decreasing your liabilities and increasing your assets, your net worth is going to increase. But if you don't have a great way of measuring it, it can be kind of a pain to kind of write this out on a piece of paper to figure out what are you doing to grow your assets. So a great tool that I've used for the last 2 years is Personal Capital. Personal Capital is a really phenomenal tool that's kind of an aggregate of all of your different accounts, whether they're investments accounts, your checking and savings accounts, your credit card, all of these different things that are aggregated in one place to help you identify what is your net worth and how it's tracking over the long haul. And so when you have something like this, it can be extremely helpful. One of the great things about Personal Capital is, again, it's a free tool and I've been using it for a year. Right now, they're having a promotional. So if you click on the link in the description, you can get a free $20 if you're interested. So you're welcome to check that out. Once you have an understanding of what your net worth is and you're tracking it, you may be asking yourself, I'm tracking it for what goal? And the important goal that I believe everybody should be working towards is financial independence. And financial independence is reaching a state where you're able to cover your expenses with money generated from your assets. So this is going to be something to work towards. And the financial independence community Retire Early would say that you want to reach 25 times your annual expenses. So if you have $40,000 worth of annual expenses, you're going to need to save $1 million in investments, or in some place that's going to create you future income. This can be extremely good to know what the metric is, but understanding your net worth is really going to help you get to a place where you can reach financial independence. The financial independence movement is so important to help you create a goal and work towards it as you're building your net worth, because building net worth can offer you freedom and flexibility for the future. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out some of my other videos where I go more into depth of how to build wealth and help you increase your savings and increase your net worth. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.